back. It has been a long time since Doomcock and I reviewed an episode of television, and it's been even longer, and it still remains longer since we've reviewed a good episode of television. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back again, and thank you for coming back after the Inquisition, which you will be able to find at Nerdrotic Live soon. And thanks for everybody who watched. I'm very curious to see what you guys thought of Batwoman. It's everything I expected. No expectations were subverted, Doomcock, at all.
Really, not at all.
Yeah, it was as cringe as I thought it would be, but I thought it might be campy and at least kind of funny, like bad funny, but
no, nothing, not intentionally.
No.
Not intentionally.
It is CW. So, I mean, we've got to kind of mark it down for that. So my expectations are lowered because it's on CW, but I'm not kidding when in my title, when I say this might wrap it up for this type of superhero television. Just as, we've seen The Joker came out this weekend, which doesn't bode well for your average superhero fare anymore because it's changed. However you feel about the film, it's changed things. And I just this really cheesy cosplay. Listen, Ruby Rose has a hard time acting.
Yeah, she struggles to do that whole thespian thing. It doesn't work very well for her. It's not a tool in her box, shall we say?
No, it's not. So the episode starts out with her in the Arctic. Is that what she was?
I don't know. Basically, her dad sent her off to Tibet to train thoroughly to be a rent-a-cop in his security outfit of the Crows. So, I just wonder. So, did all of them go to Tibet? Did all of them need to complete this vigorous regimen of training to be the bestest evars, or was it just her? Yeah.
Is it like
she could be a rent-a-cop?
Is it a Cal Arts version of Raja Ghul?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
Yes, and she can. So it starts out with her being so fierce and badass and swimming in freezing cold water,
which we can all do, by the way. You don't go into instant shock hitting that like incredibly icy cold water, and then you can get out not shivering to break your teeth.
No, she wasn't cold at all. And she got out of there fine. He put some heavy thing over the hole in the ice that she bought, but she got out in time to get her phone call, and she sneered a little bit.
She did. Well, it's understandable that she wouldn't shiver since she had all those layers of blubber. Very big woman, very big.
Yes, yeah, very curvaceous.
Yeah.
No, she is a toothpick. This one. Ruby Rose, cheeseburgers. Eat lots of them. You're too skinny. That's not healthy. It's not good for you. Neither is watching this show. It's not good for the genre. It doesn't help anything. And thankfully, I think this is going to be one of the first shows that comes at the tail. When a trend lasts too long, what's the best way? It's like when disco films came out in the early 80s when it was clearly over. But they still came out and then they bombed. That's where we're at right now with this type of superhero storytelling. Verisimilitude is not a word we need to apply to a show like this because it just doesn't count. So it turns out that she was in a car accident with her sister and her mom due to Batman was chasing a bad guy who had commandeered a school bus, and the school bus rear-ended mom's car. Mom's car ended up on a bridge, and mom and sister didn't get saved by Batman. He had a little grappling hook, and he was able to get God, I'm blanking on her name now. Kane.
Yeah, Kathy.
Kathy Kane
Kate
out.
Kane,
Kate Kane out. Yeah. And sorry, it's just old man stuff and lack of sleep. And she was able
her
to provide,
sister Beth.
and her sister Beth, who we all figured within the, as soon as you saw Alice, oh, that's her sister. So, yeah. And
I actually didn't even, God, it was.
it's hard to care. See, this doesn't even this is, when Captain Marvel came along, we knew it was coming in to completely jack up a very good thing called the MCU. And it did that. It derailed it completely. And that's what we were warning people about. We were like, don't do this type of storytelling, which is basically SJW, NPC storytelling that invaded Marvel Comics years previous. This one, it just goes right along with everything that's at the CW that I don't watch anymore, that I actually used to enjoy in the first couple seasons, because we didn't really have anything else.
Right.
But
I liked Arrow first season.
I did too. As a matter of fact, that was my very first podcast, January 7th of 2014. It was 2 weeks after I sold my shop. We did a podcast on Arrow and how much we loved it. And like, wow, this is the direction we could go. But, when Daredevil came out, it kind of ruined everything. It showed what you could really do with a TV show, with a superhero TV show, at least in the first season, we'll say. This one is ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. Right. All the stuff we saw in the trailer was the most interesting parts of this. They repeated the lesbian kiss. So in the beginning, so she grows up and she's in the military and she gets kicked out because of don't ask, don't tell, because she kisses her girlfriend, and they show that scene twice, the exact same scene.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Nerdrotic noticed that she was touching her on her collar. She's all, why is she grabbing her collarbone? Collarbones aren't sexy. Right? When she was kissing her, and then she's all, oh, probably because she can't touch her anywhere else. And we don't want to have Me Too or anything. I'm like, I didn't even think about that, but like, yeah, who does touch a collarbone? That's a little weird.
That is odd.
But it was, and Doug Ray Scott is in this, and you know what he's famous for? He should have been Wolverine. He was supposed to be Wolverine, and he got injured, and Hugh Jackman took his part.
Ouch.
That is fate stepping in.
Well, it worked out really good for him, though. He's on Batwoman.
He's on Batwoman now. He's going to play the evil dad. What's up, official Dougie J? Well, how's it going? This guy, the official Dougie J here, Doomcock, is my childhood friend.
Awesome.
Mad Magazine did a Batwoman parody in the 50s called Batboy and Ruben, better than Batwoman. Yeah.
Yes.
Doug, this was so bad. I almost feel bad, like giving it a bad review. I feel like I'm picking on, I don't want to say it, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
God, her monotone. Some people see fear. I see hope.
Oh, I know it.
Do what I want to do. You go, girl. They didn't, break down. Batman is still held with respect within the storytelling. So if anybody out there thinks they're just gonna, shit on Batman, they don't really, honestly. But it's ridiculous that he's gone. And I'm going to guess the plot right now. The reason he left was to help her, because he felt bad that he couldn't save. Apparently, it haunted Bruce Wayne that he couldn't save the mom and the sister, and so he is going to disappear and then hope that she gets there and finds his suit. And Mrs. Neurotic had the best line. So, and listen, you saw everything in the trailer. She gets kicked out of the military. She wants to be a rent-a-cop, like Doomcock said. It's like this elite rent-a-cop.
Oh, sure. Sure. I'd have to train in Tibet for it.
The villain is Alice. And Alice is kind of like not a little female Joker type. I'm pretty sure that was from the comic. I remember when this comic came out, I read the first couple issues and it was all right, but nothing that engaged me. And Alice is a Joker type, and she plays it campy at least. But yeah, I don't think I could ever watch another episode of this show. My life
really
is too short.
It's really bad. she's not really so much Joker as she's more like Hardly Quim.
Yeah, that's much better. That is a much better. Yes,
Hardly Quim.
Hardly Quinn. That is genius. That is great. Well done, sir. Well played.
But you know what was just painful, really painful, other than everything. One of the most absurd things is seeing old Ruby in her Batwoman outfit, because she's this tiny stick body with this enormous head. Did you notice it? The head is bulbous because of the way that just the rubber fits and everything. Got a tiny little head and tiny little body and this huge round pumpkin head. It looks hilarious. And in the comics, it's a little bit better because, well, the woman's more, well proportioned, and like the hair is sticking out of the cowl so as to fill out kind of the neck area. But it just now it looks like there's this twig with a pumpkin stuck on it, and that's Batwoman. It just looks ridiculous.
It does. I'm trying to find a picture of that. Here's a
here we go.
It's when you
it's just comical watching her. It's like some kid on Halloween, little like 8-year-old with a big head and a little body.
Yep. And I'm gonna call out some of the female actresses in Hollywood when they take these roles. Is there some reason they don't work out and yoke up? Like, Chris Hemsworth put on what, 40 pounds of muscle mass. I mean, like, work out. I mean, like, don't look like you. That's the thing with the Birds of Prey. Not Margot Robbie, but the Black Canaries, that they look like they just got back from shopping or something. I mean, it's like, I know that sounds terrible, but it does. You like work out for your role. You're supposed to look like you can take out a 300-pound guy. The fighting scenes where it's CW, I'll give it this. It didn't have too many of the side adventures of your side characters talking about their jobs. And if you've watched any amount of CW, there's always the side characters have some problem with their jobs, or they got to talk about their feelings in the hallways.
Right.
And we got feelings in hallways. So don't worry, folks. It happened. It's CW. It's a staple.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So she didn't want to do the show. She got kicked out of the military, but her girlfriend wanted to stay because she doesn't have the luxury of being related to Bruce Wayne. And she had to stay in there. So she breaks up with her, and then she marries a dude. So she was a lesbian until graduation. Everybody knows what a lug is. And that caused a bit of a problem too. But she was able to break into Wayne Manor with Lucius Fox's nephew or something.
Yeah. So everybody knows who Batman is now.
Yeah.
I mean, Lucius knows, Alfred knows, Lucian, not Lucia Jr., who I don't know who the fuck it is. Just a dude that the janitor. I don't know what the fuck he is, but he knows it's Bruce Wayne as Batman. Everybody knows.
Yeah. And apparently this is her destiny. And it's everything she said in the trailer. She wants to be Batwoman so she can be herself, not to, save the innocent, not the mission. Like Batman's drive was, he saw his parents. I mean, everybody's seen it. Saw his parents murdered in front of his eyes when he was a kid, and he deals with the trauma that way. And that's why he's crazy. Batman's crazy, but he's like, she lost her family in a very different way in an accident. She finds out it was an accident. She was blaming Batman and thought he cared more about the bad guys than her family. But then she finds out in the first episode, which, if you were a good writer, this is something which, I mean, come on, this is not going to happen here. You wouldn't have said in they almost ran this pilot like they're probably surprised they got a series. They went, what? You picked it up? Really? Like, we weren't trying, even for us here at the CW. So when she breaks in to the Bat Cave and she gets to the bat suit, and that famous line, the infamous line, "It'll be perfect when it fits a woman." Mrs. Nerdrotic goes, "What? Does that thing come in petite? 2P?" It was funny. Her line delivery was perfect right there.
Found it in the junior section at Penny's.
And she does have a massive head. That's got its own weather system right there.
It really is.
That I heard that's a commonality with a lot of actors. They all have big heads.
Yeah, apparently, well, a lot of them they photograph well, but the tiny body with the giant head, it's just too much.
It was, and you know, she's not going to stick with that costume, but they're gonna do the one that was in the comics, and the art, at least the art in the comics was good. I'll give you that. But yeah, it's a sad state we're in. This is like the 19th, and I'm not over exaggerating. I'm pretty sure it's 19 superhero TV shows Greg Berlanti produces.
Oh boy.
And not a one of them are good. I heard Teen Titans got better, but I'm skeptical about that. I'll look for myself. But
really glad he's kept it fresh.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, he's got his cookie cutter system, and listen, it's got a following. These things get they don't grow in ratings, but they don't lose viewers. They have their set audience, so it must be a cash cow for them. They don't put a ton of money in production. But it made me want to watch a Batman TV show. We've got an excellent Joker movie. There's an Alfred Pennyworth show out there. I mean, we got a Birds of Prey movie coming out, and we don't have anything Batman. And I just want to see Batman. Can I see Batman? I mean, not from Greg Berlanti, but from somebody.
I don't think so. It's just, he's a white male, and it's just, you can't really do that these days anymore.
No.
White male,
Yeah. Well, they'll, well, who knows what they'll do with the Batman. I'm not going to say anymore, because every time I say, how could it get worse? They show you Batwoman. Yeah. They showed us how it could get worse. So they repeat the lesbian kiss twice, because that was probably where the rating spike happened. Because as much as they want to say they're for virtue signaling and an agenda and everything, it's about two hot women making out will get ratings. That will do that every time. So your audience is going to be middle-aged dudes. That's so play to your strengths, I guess. But this thing sets superheroes back. When we get stuff like this, it sets it back. And I don't even know. The thing that made the superhero genre last for so long is it's because you can tell multiple stories within these genres, interesting stories. And we were just talking about it on the Inquisition. Like DC was great at doing this, but when you oversaturate with something like this, people are just going to get sick of it. Even if they don't watch the show, they know it's out there, and they're like, oh God, they start rolling their eyes. And this doesn't do us any favors, and it just doesn't feel like we're going. And I want the genre to last as long as it's good. If the storytelling is good, if it's not, then go away at this point. And this is where Joker is going to change things. Who knows in what direction, but it'll bleed out in the television eventually too. But as bad as I think the show is, it's probably going to get 5 seasons, Doomcock.
Well, hope springs eternal. So maybe, there'll be an earthquake or something, and it'll put an end to this. It's awful. It's just fucking awful. It's ridiculous. Rachel Maddow was a, intrusion on the limited suspension of disbelief. It was very bad. The annoying wayfish kind of emoji music that they kept playing was painful.
The Fruity Loops music.
Yeah, pretty much. Jesus Christ. And then at the end, OMG, it's Beth. Beth is Alice.
What a shock. How the little girl disappeared, and then what? Did somebody find her in the river and raise her or something? She couldn't remember who her mom was. But again, doesn't matter. And she figured it out because very subtly, they had these ruby necklaces before the accident, and they were showing them off. She very subtly puts them on all of her knives. So
Is that what it is? It's not the one. It's I just thought, wow, she lost her one knife with it. So it's all of them. She just puts rubies on all of them.
Maybe it is that dumb. Maybe I'm giving him way too much credit.
Yeah, I mean, and then why didn't she go and get it back? I mean, if it's her only knife, it's her lucky knife with her childhood, well, maybe she left it as a calling card so that dense Ruby would, figure out that, they're sisters. I don't know.
But it was typical millennial stuff. KK was trying to impress her father, and she thought her father wanted to push her away, but he was just being overprotective.
Yes.
So, and he didn't want her to join the Rent-A-Cops. And they're not that elite because one of them betrayed him immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I love it that when Ruby's girlfriend, I forgot her name, who was a hostage, and she found out that the one guy, she's all traitor, and Melissa's all, that's all you could come up with.
That was it. She told him off. Mm-hmm. He slinked off in shame, I guess.
Oh, it's all right. You're right. I'm a traitor. I'll stop.
Oh well, yeah. So it was bad.
God,
it was so bad.
And it's not like Star Trek Discovery bad. It's just Garden Variety bad.
Yeah, just mediocre. It doesn't reach the massive highs of lows of STD. STD is like epically bad.
So I don't ever want to watch this show again. So just for anybody who thinks that we're all about like outrage clicks and stuff, no, there's times where I'm just like, I don't have time and energy for this at all. It's going to be woke and cringe, but it's going to be your typical. I mean, it's CW. I mean, Supergirl is the worst. Go watch some of Young Ripa's videos on Supergirl. They're excellent. And they say everything that needs to be said about the entire CW, which could have been good. But this is how they see these things, as platforms now. And they think they're being groundbreaking. And I don't know how this show is going to, I mean, do you think, I don't think it'll inspire anybody to do anything other than change the channel.
One would hope.
One would hope. Eskimono Phono says it's going to be a good stream. Just woke up. Well, yeah, I hope so. But it's like we both, Doomcock and I both feel like it after Captain Marvel and all this. It's like I don't even have the energy to battle this one. It's because it's insignificant. It's not even part of, I wouldn't consider this a culture war shot. And I think they really wanted it to be that. That's the thing. And I think they blew it by being boring. It was boring.
And they've got a lousy actress playing the lead, and with a too big a head and a tiny stick body, it just doesn't work. Sorry.
I think she loses balance. Oh my God. Captain Spire for $5. Wasn't the original Batwoman a military lady who just happened to be gay? Had a mafia father who was in the occult but rejected her father's ways? I
don't know.
I've
never heard that. I don't know.
It didn't go down the way it did in the show. That's all I remember. I don't remember any of this from the comic. But I read the first 2 issues when they came out 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So, I'm sorry. I'm not, my mind is not a steel trap. I think we've all figured that out by now. But I saw, it sold well. I can remember it selling well. Jaeger Bomb for $5. Is it bad that the Joker makes me want to cave into the madness? Hope the rest of the Bat family doesn't show up. Got to love current year honk honk. Yeah, they will. I was surprised to even see a silhouetted Batman, which is all we ever get. God, I remember the first Birds of Prey show. Do you remember that one at all?
No, I never watched it.
It was terrible, but I love the opening credits because they did the Killing Joke, which was cool. They had some horrible Joker makeup and stuff. Thank you, Captain Spire, and thank you, Jaeger Bomb, and Ian Slater for $5. Hail, y'all. Thank you for answering my email past week. Can Harvey protect us from Captain Marvel coloring book I saw today? I posted a pic on Twitter. I can't imagine how bad it is.
I don't know, man. I don't know if anyone can protect anyone from that shit.
Touch a collarbone for a Vulcan nerve pinch, maybe Mr. Twisted 72. But maybe maybe that's me too. Oh yeah. Oh man, Spock's in a lot of trouble with the Federation, especially under Kurtzman. Yeah, he's gonna get pulled in for some illegal touching.
Yeah.
Orville Nation, who I met briefly in New York, which was awesome. FYI, sending you guys Twitter DM on parts of New York Comic Con Orville panel. Just wanted to share. Regards, PJ. Thank you, PJ, for doing that. I'm going to put something together for them. I'm bummed I missed that, but it was today, and I need to get home. Candace Marie for $5. Rachel will hopefully be a meat villain perhaps the Mad Cow, a meat villain for the series, perhaps the Mad Cow. She could be a tick villain, Candace Marie. Rachel, it was Rachel Maddow's voice, and what was funny, she was talking about how she had the hots for Batman, and I'm wondering why that didn't resonate. I didn't feel the passion in that. I don't know why.
You didn't feel it from Rachel?
I didn't feel it. I can't put my finger on why. But Candace Marie for $2. I hate this show. That's all I really have to say. It's
lame in the extreme.
It's pathetically lame. As a matter of fact, it's like I said before, it's shows like this that's gonna get nerds beat up again. I mean, you're gonna see the time of the nerd is over, and it's back into have your face shoved in the toilet or shoved, getting wedgied or something. Haven't seen it yet. So is it not worth my time? Jeffrey Turner, aka Mega Jetty 1-2. No, it's not worth your time.
No, it's not worth it at all, dude. Not at all.
Your time is valuable. It's very valuable. Loquacious Primate for $2. Collarbones can be sexy. Hashtag collarbone. Well, I guess they can be. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah. Candace Marie, the smirking superhero we never wanted for $2, right? And so her accent kept coming out, and I could see why they had a lot of reshoots. I definitely can understand why she didn't make it to Comic-Con because of reshoots, and that might have been the only. Well, no, I still think a show like this will get renewed no matter what.
Well, the bar is so low. I mean, there's only like about 200 people that watch the CW, so ratings only have to be about 50. I don't know.
Yeah, they'll probably be good. But Cardleson, so Gary, you saying that the Batwoman tired you out? No, I just don't. It didn't anger me. I don't tend to get that angry, but it didn't even annoy me. It was because all the annoying parts were in the trailer. Yeah, and it was just the rest of the episode was just filler. And she somehow she was in Tibet, so she got a phone call about her ex-girlfriend who she hasn't talked to and left missing, and she got from Tibet to Gotham in the blink of an eye because she had been missing for not even 24 hours, and they're at some meeting in the Crows, and she just shows up.
Yeah. Well, she took the same express train that Daenerys took with Drogon, getting from Dragon Queen Island to the fucking way north.
Yeah.
What was it? How long did it take? About 5 hours, something like that.
It took 5 hours when it was supposed to take like a week.
Yeah. It's an express. Well, I did say it was an express.
That's true. Yeah. I sit corrected.
To be fair.
Aaron Verkin for $2 points out that IO9 said IO9 said Batwoman's mediocrity is its strength, and they did say that. I did read that article in a video.
War is peace,
right? Who was the Enigma Mystery Men? Do you ever watch Mystery Men with Ben Stiller?
Yeah.
The Enigma, who always would say, your mediocrity is your strength, and your height is your low. He'd always say something stupid like that. I loved it. Goddamn love Mystery Men.
That was good. Oh yeah, it was good. It's a good movie.
Nicholas Horton for £5. The actress who plays Alice was Black Canary in the early 2000s Bird of Prey. I knew I recognized her.
Oh, wow.
So the
I thought she was kind
recycle.
of hot. I liked her.
Yeah,
Not her
she
character, but I thought she was kind of hot.
she was cute. Yeah. And she's probably the one that looked the most like we've had a lot of Black Canaries in live action, and I would have to say that she was probably the one that looked the most like the Black Canary for real. Which starred Dina Meyer as Oracle and Ashley Scott as Huntress. I have Nicholas. I have the DVD of that show. Believe it or not. I don't know why, but I do. Mr. Twisted 72 for $4.99. In appreciation of you watching and reviewing so much garbage, so I don't have to. Thank you, Mr. Twisted. It's good to see you back. Glad you're back from your don't want to call them adventures because they weren't really adventures, but I'm glad you're okay. Jeffrey Turner, aka Mega Jetty, $1 for $2. Birds of Prey show is far better than Supergirl. Yes, it was. I'll give you that. Demonic Bioman for $2. Did I miss the nipples on the bat suit? Ouch. You did. Why are there no nipples on the bat suit, Doomcock?
Because whammon.
You
know, it's sexist to want nipples on a bat suit. I mean, what then? Also, like the bat camel toe? Hey, yeah. Is that what you want? Hey,
we're gonna stop there. Was that a pretty big cod piece? Maybe she wants a cod piece. Did she keep the cod piece? Maybe.
I think she should have a merkin too.
Oh, Josh Orwell for $2, but nothing to say. Josh, thank you for the donation. I greatly appreciate it. I Love Scotch for $19. And did it end on me or something? Here, nope. There's nothing on that one either. Unless, if it did say something, let me know. And now my window blew up on me. So Doomcock, that was it was boring. It was boring and cringe. She's got a big head. She can't act, and I don't ever want to watch it again. That's 40 something minutes of my life that I could have spent half of that watching the Joker again.
Yeah, I'd rather not see it again, frankly.
No, we're gonna have to go through the Watchmen already. So
I know.
And I still got to watch Mr. Robot. I'm not gonna review that tonight. I'll probably do it tomorrow on my other channel, but I bet you that one woke as hell. It had to. It's been 2 years, and it probably did.
Yeah.
I'm
betting it probably did, but I don't know. I mean, what are we on? What season are we on now?
It's the 4th and final season. It took 2 years off.
Yeah, see, I lost interest after the second season. Just, I guess maybe the delay or something.
It wasn't good. The 3rd season got a lot better, but the 2nd season is not good.
Yeah, I just got like, well, I don't know what the fuck they're doing here. I like the 1st season a lot, though.
God, it was good. But I'll probably watch it tonight just to cleanse my palate. But yeah, we don't have to go. Let's get to a little bit of chat here. We didn't want to go long because we already did an Inquisition. And again, I'm going to do a super chat square up tomorrow on the channel to make up for ditching out early. We will be. So the Inquisition, just to give you guys kind of the lay of the land, it remains an open live stream unless a major event TV show lands on Sunday. Then it's going to be reviewing that TV show because the Inquisition came out of Game of Thrones. So the next show that's coming up that's on Sunday that we will be covering is The Watchmen. And what we're going to do is we review the episode live, and we'll probably each do our own videos too.
Yeah.
But, and we're going to alternate channels. So it's going to start on Doomcock's channel on the 20th. So don't forget, mark your calendars. 20th, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Doomcock and I will be it's going to be like, so it'll be like Talking Dead. We're going to be live right after the show. It's about 15 minutes, and we give our visceral reaction, and then probably Monday or Tuesday we drop a video. So yeah, that's the way it goes, and that should be fun. I don't know. If a good show comes out on Sunday, something you all want to see, we'll cover it. They'll cover that too. It's not just bad shows, and hopefully, cross your fingers, The Expanse releases weekly on whatever day it is, and we're going to cover that too. So, and then of course there's Picard and Doctor Who.
Oh my God,
terrible. Adam Child for $9.99. Hi to my favorite 2 YouTube friends. Well, hello, Adam.
Hello.
I'm glad you were both on the case for Batwoman. I can't muster up the time to watch garbage. Cheers to you both. I'm going to bed. We'll watch it this tomorrow. Hey, don't worry. We watch it so you don't have to. Save your hour. The people who are going to watch this are going to watch it. And we're never going to talk about it. The CW crowd is entrenched. I'll even peek at the Crisis crossover because they're bringing in, Tom Welling and Brandon Routh, the Superman, and, any chance to see Superman in live action, I'm going to watch it no matter what. But man, there's nothing really exciting about this show at all. I can't imagine. It just exists so they can say they have a gay lead. Okay, great. You have a gay lead. Why don't you try putting something behind that? Because this doesn't do anybody any favors. It doesn't do any movement any favors when you just slap something out there superficially and don't put anything behind it. And it's the same argument for the female doctor. You just made the doctor a female. That's all you did. You didn't do anything else. So it's not interesting. And that's all this is. This was a giant virtue signal, a very expensive one. These companies pay all this money. I mean, as trashy as that was, it cost millions of dollars. You could have donated that to a cause and just not bored everybody to death.
Yeah. Well, that's logical thinking there. They don't really do that.
It is, and they don't.
No.
I mean, Hollywood never has, but they Hollywood used to realize their mistakes. They wouldn't admit them, but they would realize them and course correct pretty quickly. They don't do that anymore. It's all about, they just copy stuff. They find one thing is successful. So the Joker is, and you know what, before, I don't want to say this is like Joker hysteria or anything, but we generally get a hit movie in the fall now. It was It one year. It happens a lot. And I think largely it's people getting smart and releasing a movie not in the summer that probably, I don't know if the Joker would have done as well in the summer, but you drop it here and it was perfect. I still would have liked it, but I don't know if it would have done as well. And hopefully they copy that, but not too much. Copy the style of, hey, maybe we should tell a good story.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever get that though, because then I watch this and I see the Birds of Prey trailer,
your hopes,
and it dashes your hopes. All right, so we're gonna let me check one more time for super chats, and we're gonna end it here. Thanks everybody for tuning in for this bonus. Fucking bonus. I don't know.
It was boner.
Hopefully we could entertain you a little bit. We got quite a few here. Damn it. Jeez, you people are great. I love you people. Sam, I miss Yvonne Craig Batgirl even more. Sam Whiskey, Yvonne Craig Batgirl got me through puberty. And then I got to meet her and she was awesome. She was brilliant.
Nice.
Paul Reg for £2. If the bat suit was painted on, I might watch. All right. Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a parody coming out. That'll be
not on her though. Not on her. I mean, really, honestly, she's built like a teenage boy, and I'm not into teenage boys.
No,
I'm just not. So
I don't find her attractive at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. I found Alice much more attractive than her.
King Aris for $2. How bad was the bat suit? It was so bad. It looked ridiculously bad. And the other one's going to look worse with that fake red hair on the outside. It doesn't look better. I mean, the head looks a little smaller, but.
Well, that's weird though, because they're adding, I don't know. It just doesn't look right. It's not credible. She's built like a fucking stick. She hits with the impact of a, damp mop. It's just, come on.
And she's knocking out 300-pound dudes.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
sure
God. And Melissa, bless her heart, she's all, well, she used her elbows and that was a good part. And I'm all, have you ever been hit by a 300-pound dude? It's like being hit by a truck. And I'm talking not, I've been hit by a 300-pound dude. It's a big fat dude. And he knocked me off my feet. Like, it fucking hurts. Busted my nose. My glasses went flying across the room. I mean, I got tagged. I might have, my mouth sometimes writes checks my ass can't cash. So, yeah, this is back in the day. And there's no getting up from that. When she got smacked in the head with that wooden bat, that kills you. I mean,
yes, that killed. And why the hell did she let her go? I mean, well, now we know because it was her sister, but I didn't think it was peculiar that she's got her there and lets her go.
I as soon as I saw Alice, I turned to Mrs. Neurotic. She could vouch for me. I said, that's her sister.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, I'm no genius, believe me. Reward.
Then why did she hit her in the head?
If it's her sister and she wants her to join her, because that's what she said at the end. Yeah, that's because
she could have hit her in the head at all.
Yeah.
Why didn't she just say, hey, I'm your sister, and this is why I'm doing things? And why didn't she just talk instead of playing this stupid game?
How did they survive a 5-story drop into like whatever they landed on? I thought she used a grappling hook, but she didn't. They just landed. She just got up. But she wasn't shivering in the cold water either. So again, verisimilitude is, and see, this is why that on a serious level, I'll try to be fair to this show. If you want to be a believable superhero show, you got to have these things called stakes. You got to have people buy into them. And this is why the male audience who has been reading comic books all their lives get upset. It's not because somebody's gay or somebody's black. It's because you are making a show. You're making something that they've loved for fucking decades and helped make these companies billions of dollars, and you're making it into trash when you don't need to. If you just put in a little effort and you tell a good story, comic book fans will be loyal. They will love you if you just give them something. The thing is, comic book fans have always had to put up with a lot of shit for being comic book fans, for liking men and women in tights. So they get plenty of shit anyway, and they don't want to get it from the people making their shows and selling them stuff. And that's what they feel like they're getting when you just put in zero effort into their art form and you co-opt it to, I mean, I can't even say there was agenda in this. I mean, it was so, two girls kissed. They did Don't Ask, Don't Tell. You all saw that in the trailer. They did nothing else. And it wasn't even, there was no feminism in it either. It was just plodding through scenes to get her to the bat cave so she can have this bulbous head bat suit. That was it.
It. That's all there was. It was a complete waste of time.
Yep.
Boring and pathetic.
Yep. So, and comic book fans, it's still the same old story. They just don't understand. And once in a while somebody does, but it's an anomaly when it happens. It's an outlier. Would you guys agree to disagree with some reviewers that say the Joker is a good character movie, but not a good Joker movie?
I will, I'll answer that tomorrow in my video.
Yeah. Save it for your video.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I got to get to bed. I got to finish that damn thing. It's super long and I got a lot of work to do, miles to go.
Yep. I got to cut a video after this too. Okay. You could take off. I got 4 super chats to go. I'm going to do those and get out, but plug your channel real quick before you go.
Please subscribe to youtube.com/Overlord DVD or youtube.com/The Harvey Zone, which is where exozones and inquisitions and other live streams live. So please do subscribe, and thanks a lot, Gary. I had a great Inquisition tonight. I think we did a great job and had a lot of fun, man.
Yes. And you can look for both these things on Nerderotic Live, and apparently it's getting shadow banned, but I'll figure that out. Thank you very much, my friend. Have fun. Get that video done. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Absolutely, brother. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bud. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. We got some more super chats to read, and subscribe to the Harvey Zone. Zero interest in any Bat movies now, but I did enjoy the Joker. Yeah. So Echo Based Network, I'll answer that question. I think it made a good Joker movie as like Vertigo. If it was a Vertigo one-off, That's the best way I can describe it. As far as like the Joker in the Batman universe that's in my head, that's kind of a see my definitive Batman's different than yours. But generally, my definitive Batman is close to the animated series. It's very Neil Adams. Denny O'Neil, Neil Adams Batman was my Batman. That was just some of the best times for the book. I think it works as an alternate universe Black Label Vertigo Joker story that is in the Batman universe. I think it works well. Is it definitive Joker? No, but I'm glad they did it because the sentiment out there was Heath Ledger like did the ultimate Joker and nobody should ever do it again. I heard people saying they should never recast the part. Bullshit. No, I'm sorry he died, and I feel the same way about Chris Evans, Captain America, and Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark. These characters will be around longer than those actors. The characters don't belong to those actors. It will be a tough act to follow with Robert Downey Jr., but it's got to be done. They're going to have to recast because the new characters, people aren't going to buy into the new characters. They look like cereal box superheroes. They're not going to last. They're not made to last. And it's honestly, if you really look over the course of decades with the superheroes and the creation of superheroes, how many superheroes that have lasted were created after 1980? Not many. The vast majority of them were created before 1980. And that's because of my generation. I mean, that was the generation of comics. The 70s were like and early 80s were just the time for comics. And that's what created this whole movie genre. There may be some superheroes that they create later that are, like Spawn. If Todd McFarlane would have focused on that character, it could have been a classic character. Spawn started out great, but then Toddy M lost his focus and got in the sports ball and stuff. But not many characters have been created. There's been a lot created, but none that are going to be prolific. You're not going to get any classic, there's no Wolverines out there, which honestly is, every other character is like an offshoot of Spider-Man or an offshoot of Batman or a female version of this or that. Batgirl/woman are the only one who needs bat nips. Yes, says Jeffrey Turner, aka Mega Jetty 1. Hi to my YouTube friends. I'm glad you are both on the case for Batwoman. I can't muster up the time to watch this garbage. Cheers to you both. I'm going to bed tomorrow, says Adam Child. Adam Child, PS Doomcock sent you a video from Joaquin. Hope you got it. Also, would rather be stuck on a Skyline ride at Disneyland than watch Batwoman. I heard about that. That's terrible. Thank you for the $4.99, Adam. And the last one here is £5 from Nicholas Horton. Burt Ward is reprising his Robin role for Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. That's going to be very interesting, and I love that. I love Burt Ward. So, and that was my Batman for a while. That was the only live action Batman we had. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Of course, when it's done, it's going over to Nerdrotic Live. For those of you interested, whoever subscribed way back in the day to Mr. Robot, I will review Mr. Robot tomorrow on Nerdrotic Live, and we'll see if it's still good. But I have to put some finishing touches on my short trek video, and then I'm not going to do a Batwoman video. Just not. There's other videos to be made, so you're going to get a couple videos in the next couple days. I know it's been a while, and thank you all for your support. We're approaching 136,000 subscribers, and I was just looking back, and this time last year, I had 6,000 subscribers. So we've gained 130 since then, 130,000. That's pretty crazy. So I'll be back tomorrow night live for a Super Chat Square Up. And then Tuesday, the Nooners start at a regular time. It's either going to be 10:30 a.m. or 11:30 a.m. I'm going to shoot for 10:30. And that's going to be Monday through Thursday. So I hope you enjoy those. I will see you guys soon. And remember, not all who wander are lost.